Latin America is a land of extremes, vibrant cultures, breathtaking landscapes, and rich traditions. But beneath its beauty lies another story. A story of stark realities, untold truths, and shocking contrasts that shape the lives of its people. In this journey, we're diving deep into the heart of Latin America, uncovering the rich, the poor, the joyous, and the tragic. Let's explore this mosaic of life, where every country has its secrets, waiting to be discovered. Ah, Brazil. Home to one of the most recognized cities in the world, Rio de Janeiro, with its iconic beaches and bustling nightlife. It's the land of football, samba, and the Amazon rainforest. But Brazil is much more than its postcard-perfect scenes. This country is a mosaic of deep contrasts, where wealth and poverty collide in the most startling ways, and where joy and struggle often live side by side. Nearly 11 million Brazilians live in favelas, crammed together in makeshift homes without basic sanitation, while a few streets away, the wealthy bask in the luxury of private beaches and gated communities. The divide here is shocking. And did you know that Brazil has one of the highest rates of gun violence in the world? In Rio alone, entire neighborhoods are controlled by armed gangs or militias, often more powerful than the police. But despite these harsh realities, Brazilians are famous for their resilience. The rhythm of samba plays on, even in the face of adversity. Argentina, famous for its passion. Whether it's football, tango, or political activism, the energy here is undeniable. Buenos Aires, the Paris of South America, is a city of grand avenues, historic cafes, and intense national pride. But there's another side to Argentina, one that many tourists miss, a shadowy history that lingers beneath the surface. During the Dirty War in the 1970s, tens of thousands of Argentinians were kidnapped and disappeared by their own government. These were ordinary people, students, activists, mothers who spoke out or simply didn't fit the regime's idea of obedience. Even today, the Madres de Plaza de Mayo march weekly, seeking answers for the disappeared. But Argentina isn't just defined by its dark past. It's also a place where tradition and modern life collide beautifully. From the gauchos in the Pampas to the high-energy streets of Buenos Aires, this country never fails to surprise. Peru is a land where the past and present are constantly in dialogue. It's impossible not to feel the weight of history here. This is the heartland of the Inca Empire, home to one of the world's greatest archaeological treasures, Machu Picchu. But beyond the ruins and ancient paths lies a modern-day struggle that few talk about, a story of exploitation, environmental devastation, and forgotten communities. While tourists flock to Peru to see the wonders of the ancient world, illegal gold mining in the Amazon is quietly destroying the environment. These unregulated operations are devastating the rainforest, causing deforestation at alarming rates and poisoning rivers with mercury. Even more shocking, illegal gold mining in Peru is now more profitable than cocaine trafficking, and deep in the jungle, isolated communities are left vulnerable, with little protection from the mining cartels. It's a hidden crisis that casts a dark shadow over Peru's natural beauty. Colombia, the phoenix rising from the ashes. Colombia's transformation is one of the most remarkable stories in Latin America. Once synonymous with drug cartels and violence, the country has rebuilt itself into a vibrant and innovative hub. Medellin, once dubbed the murder capital of the world, is now celebrated for its tech startups and efficient public transportation. But beneath Colombia's new image, a dangerous battle still rages, a new war for control of the country's lucrative coca fields. Despite government efforts, Colombia remains the world's largest producer of cocaine. Production has hit record highs, surpassing even the days of Pablo Escobar. Rural communities, many of which rely on coca farming for survival, are caught in the crossfire of a war they didn't choose. Meanwhile, the urban centers thrive, and Colombia's growing middle class enjoys a new era of prosperity. It's a country in flux, where progress and peril walk hand in hand. Mexico, the land of contradictions. Mexico is a land of vibrant culture, mouth-watering food, and deep traditions. It's a country where ancient ruins stand alongside modern skyscrapers, and where the Day of the Dead is celebrated with joy and reverence. But beyond the festivities lies a harsh reality. Mexico is battling an epidemic of violence that has left many women in fear for their lives. Femicide, gender-based violence, has reached alarming levels in Mexico. Every day, an average of 10 women are murdered, often disappearing without a trace. Families protest in the streets demanding justice while authorities struggle to address the crisis. The situation is so dire that some towns have become known as death cities for the sheer number of women who have vanished. Amidst all this, Mexico's beauty, culture, and traditions endure, but the shadow of violence looms large. Cuba, the revolution lives on. Cuba is a country frozen in time, where vintage cars still rule the roads and where the echoes of the revolution are still felt in every corner. But while tourists marvel at Havana's colonial charm, the everyday reality for many Cubans is far from romantic. This is a land of both celebration and hardship, where the struggles of the past continue to shape the present. Cuba is under one of the most restrictive regimes in the world. The average Cuban lives on a government salary of less than $30 a month, and shortages of basic goods like food and medicine are common. For many, the daily struggle to survive is relentless, but in true Cuban fashion, they find ways to celebrate life despite the difficulties. Music and dance still fill the streets, but behind every smile is the resilience of a people who have learned to make do with very little. Chile, beneath the surface. Chile is a country of stunning contrasts, where the world's driest desert meets icy glaciers and where cutting-edge cities coexist with ancient traditions. It's also a nation grappling with its own set of challenges, as recent years have seen explosive social unrest challenging the status quo. Chile's story is one of modernity clashing with deep-seated discontent. Chile has one of the highest costs of living in South America, leading to widespread discontent among its citizens. In 2019, massive protests erupted over the cost of public transport and economic inequality, resulting in significant violence and property damage. The struggle for affordable education and healthcare has pushed thousands into the streets, revealing deep frustrations with the system. While Chile boasts incredible natural beauty, it's also a country in turmoil, as its citizens demand change and a more equitable society. Paraguay, the hidden struggle. Paraguay is often overshadowed by its larger neighbors, but it has its own unique challenges and charms. From the bustling streets of Asunción to the rural heartlands, Paraguay presents a complex picture of a nation caught between progress and struggle. This is a country where the vibrant city life contrasts sharply with the hardships faced by its rural population. Paraguay is one of the poorest countries in South America, with around 30% of its population living below the poverty line. In rural areas, many people lack access to basic services such as clean water and quality education. Corruption is a major issue, with political scandals frequently making headlines and undermining public trust. Despite its efforts to modernize, Paraguay remains a nation grappling with significant socio-economic challenges that impact the daily lives of its citizens. Bolivia, the clash of worlds. Bolivia is a land of extreme contrasts. From the dizzying heights of La Paz to the rich traditions of its indigenous cultures, Bolivia's story is one of cultural richness and environmental battles. This country's clash between ancient ways of life and modern pressures creates a unique and often turbulent environment. Bolivia's struggle with environmental destruction is intense. The country is facing severe deforestation, with vast areas of the Amazon rainforest being cleared for mining and agriculture. This not only threatens wildlife, but also the traditional lifestyles of indigenous communities who rely on the forest for their way of life. The social and political landscape is equally turbulent, with frequent protests and conflicts over land rights and natural resources. Bolivia's journey is a stark reminder of the delicate balance between progress and preservation. From the vibrant street life of Rio to the historical shadows of Buenos Aires, from Peru's ancient wonders to the modern challenges of Mexico, Latin America is a region of breathtaking diversity and complexity. Each country tells a story of contrasts between wealth and poverty, tradition and modernity, beauty and struggle. As we continue to explore this rich tapestry, we uncover not just the surface but the heart of a continent that never ceases to amaze. Until next time, keep your curiosity alive and continue exploring the world in all its splendor and complexity. Enjoyed the video? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content.